Here comes the nasty gram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nasty Gram RPG podcast. This is the Boston Masquerade Chapter 6, Masked and Cloaked.
Feeling it too hard is the poison to the heart of a cynic.
Hey, this is Jake, and I'm going to be your storyteller.
What's good, Matt? I'm going to be playing Javi Morales, the Ventru Taylor cleaner.
Hey everyone, Dan here, playing Quintus Lazar, the Tremere research analyst this time.
Hey guys, it's John. I'm playing Z, the
Hey guys, it's
Bruja.
Ryan. I'm playing Ethan Crane, the Ventru #1 undead bandmade fanboy. Wow. Yeah.
This is Josh playing Larry Murphy, who's trying to figure out how to make friends after 74 years on this earth.
You already made him, man.
Just look at the jacket.
Be funny if he just always wears the jacket.
Always wears it.
Hit it.
All right, so this is the first meeting of the Kin Sustainable Hospitality Incorporated Properties, and it's just me here, but that's all right. I'm going to rock this like I rocked El Scorcho back with the Harvard Paradiddlers. Okay, first on tap is the Page problem. So her sister came into Kin looking for a job, and on top of that, Salvador, who's totally not a bro, is going to do a benefit concert just to fuck with Larry, I think. Just not cool. But, I mean, since it's just me here, I guess we'll just table this until we have a quorum. I'll talk about it later. Next up is Quintus, our chief medical officer. So he's kind of been down in the basement. He found like this really cool tea station that was abandoned down there. So he stuck his Torpor Tremere buddy Sergey down there. He's got like a whole sweet setup. Got all his like research shit down there too. So it's a pretty killer lab. Kind of like has like mad scientist vibes, but that's all right. Doesn't let me down there that much, which is okay because we had Z set up. He's our chief technology officer. Set up some sick security for the club. Between that and electrical stuff for Quintus's lab, the whole refurb of the club. I'm probably 7 figures deep in this, but that's all right. This is like good kind of friendly investment that we're doing. And and he did get that side job working for Lydia, so maybe he can bring some scratch in on the side. So far, just kind of got some info that apparently Sydney and Fiona are kind of buddies, so good to know, right? I checked in with Javi, our CEO, the man upstairs. He's got a really nice tailoring studio up there, and he was visiting with the Daggets. They didn't really know what happened to Sergey either, but they kind of have a tie with Sydney, who kind of took care of them when Sergey wasn't around. And then Leonidas came in, got a really killer suit, not like up to my level, but still pretty tight, and kind of shared some knowledge. Larry, he'll be chief something officer. I'll have to talk to him about it. We'll have to decide what his specialty is around here. But he took a little extra time down the subways and met up with those Malkavian kids, talked about baseball, made some friends. So that's good for him. It's good for him to get out there, kind of pal around a little bit. Maybe I'll put him in charge of HR. Who knows? And finally, I brought the awesome Letterman jackets that Poppy put together for us, handed them out. We went to the Bandmade concert, and I know Larry was pretty nervous going in there that he wouldn't fit in, but when we got in there, I looked around the crowd, and, there were a lot of Larrys in attendance that night. So, all right. Well, I think the meeting's over. Let's adjourn, and hopefully more you guys can be here next time. But I'm having fun. It's good to have friends.
We see fields of tall corn, gently rolling green hills. In the distance, the last rays of the sun fall behind low mountains. Gunshots echo through fields. Sporadic pops and the occasional thrum of automatic fire. A wolf slinks through the corn towards the sound. It stops on the edge of the field. In the distance, we see 10 men standing around 2 pickup trucks, looking over various weapons. The wolf sits and watches the men test out several weapons on targets set against the stone wall. After hours, the men pile into the trucks and drive back to the main road. We see Alexander Wamsutta walk out of a field, bend down, pick up a shell, and run his hand across a boot print. It's late October. We are in Kin, which has just opened to the public.
Grand Halloween weekend opening.
You are all present, and several Kindred in the city have also come out tonight.
Are we in costumes?
We can say it's Halloween.
I'm in a costume.
Yeah.
Masquerade.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a masquerade ball.
Boston,
yeah.
like a Boston masquerade.
Episode name?
Kin has opened on Halloween with a masquerade ball.
Let's put our blood in the punch and blood bond to everyone who comes to the club.
And people are there. Several Kindred are there, and you're all there. Dakota comes over to your table with drinks that she knows you're not going to drink and puts them down. All part of the illusion.
Thanks, Dakota.
She smiles. She says, it's busy.
Busier than, than it used to be.
Are we on the second floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me the difference between the first and the second floor. Is everyone up here Kindred or aware of Kindred?
Not necessarily.
No? Okay.
So I mean, the third, there's like the kind of feeding rooms are like a kind of locked off area to the side of the second floor. The second floor is a kind of a VIP lounge.
What's it look like?
It's a little bit swankier. Like the downstairs is kind of more open, industrial, utilitarian, but a little like with some glitz, some shine to it. The upstairs is kind of more old world. You got like a lot more wood, some oak, some mahoganies, classic. I probably took some of the stuff from downstairs and repurposed it upstairs. So you'll have like the brass, all that kind of gilding stuff that Sergey might have been into. Could have reused it up here a little bit. I mean, the certainly Kindred can be downstairs if they so choose, but
Lydia Marlowe walks by and just sort of nods to all of you who are sitting together and makes her way over to one of the blood dolls, one of the people who work for you who are paid to be fed on. She starts talking to this man, and we're going to flash back. A week earlier, Quintus received a phone call. It was from someone who works at your friend's business.
Bonjour.
She says, is this really Quintus?
Who is this?
My name's Connie. I am Brian's assistant.
Did he tell you to call me?
Sort of. He's missing.
How long has he been missing for?
I found his phone. I found your number. A few days. There was a break-in.
What was stolen?
Some old files that he had in his office.
Have you told the police?
Yeah. And look, I don't actually know. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he was kidnapped or something, but his phone was here.
What
He
would
hasn't
make you
gone home.
say he was kidnapped?
Well, I mean, his office was broken into. his phone was left behind, but there was nothing. And there's nothing on the security either.
What did the police tell you?
They filed a missing person report. They asked me to make a list of everything that was missing and what it's worth. They asked me about, who his enemies might be, who... I didn't say anything about you. I didn't even know you existed until I found his phone.
I would prefer you keep it that way. In the meantime, I am aware of Brian's research. If you need anything, contact me. I can assist with either making recommendations about the itinerary and how to move forward at the facility. In the meantime, I will do everything I can to find Brian.
Do you think he's in danger?
I would not jump to that conclusion. Perhaps it is a private investor that demanded to see him on short notice, but it is unusual. I appreciate you contacting me.
Thank you. She hangs up abruptly. Meanwhile, I'm sorry. Back at the club. What are you guys doing?
What's everybody's costumes?
I'm dressed up like a doctor.
Flight suit.
Aviators?
Yeah.
The Chiquita Banana Girl. And Javi is on the dance floor.
Z is dressed as a vampire.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so fucking meta.
Like over the top Dracula.
I think Larry is dressed as Jason.
Mm-hmm.
With the
That
mask
checks
on.
out.
Dressed as or...
Melanie is there. She's wearing a bright red cloak, carrying a basket. She walks over to your table and sits in Javier's chair.
Look at that old man move.
She says, I like your club. It's very nice.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to have you here. Having fun?
No, not really. But, I mean, I don't really dance. There's not much else to do. Can't drink, can't dance.
You can observe the people.
Most of them are sad.
How's your brother doing?
He's good.
Tell him I said hello.
He's around here somewhere. He doesn't really like crowds. He usually stays hidden.
Jake, I scanned the crowd. What other kindred are here?
You see a couple others.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, you put out an open invitation, I assume, to anyone who wanted to come.
Yep.
There are no other Tremere here. You do see Chloe Mason. That's probably it.
Okay. So Sebastian, Melanie, and Chloe.
And Lydia.
And Lydia. Fucking creepy as all get up.
Man, I was hoping my Ventrue uncle and cousin would show up, but,
One of these days.
Yeah.
Is the night as you expected it, Ethan?
Yeah, I think it's going pretty well. I'm having fun. Are you having fun?
A blast, Ethan. This is great. This is great.
It's a lot.
Javi comes off the dance floor. You see he's like adjusting his banana head piece as he walks up to the table. Mijo,
Poppy!
you did a very good job, my boy. This place is so much nicer than it was before. And to see all these different people is... I can almost feel life again, huh?
Almost, it does take me back to, like Halloween parties, back before a little bit. This is fun. I'm having a good time. Yeah, I'm having a good time. Yeah.
You guys see Alexander Wamsutta come in. He's not in costume. He's in his typical jeans and a black suit jacket, boots. He kind of looks around, makes his way through the crowd and heads over to your table.
Quintus's cell phone on the table kind of lights up, and he looks down at the message, and he says, "Excuse me," and stands.
We'll see.
Alexander comes over and
Javi
says,
takes his seat.
"Nice party."
Larry stands up as Alexander comes over and extends his hand.
He shakes your hand.
Hello, Alexander. It's Larry.
How you been?
You can hear him smiling. Good. Would you like to sit with us?
Sure. He says, I hate to sour the mood, but I'm kind of here on business.
See Javi take a big, deep breath.
Melanie says, you don't have a costume. And she reaches into her basket and she takes out a pair of wolf ears and a nose and hands it to him.
That is perfect.
He smiles and puts it on.
Yes.
And then he sits down.
Wolfman.
He says, a few weeks ago, Fiona gave me a task, and I think I've gotten to the point where I've done as much as I can do without help. And I think it's going to start moving quickly.
Should we go somewhere to talk?
If you don't mind, I can give you a quick explanation of what's going on.
Yeah, my office is right over there. Let's huddle up.
Melanie says, I'm going to go find my brother. And she goes off as all of you go into the office.
Hide and seek. Cool. All right.
He takes off the ears and the nose as he goes in.
Quintus kind of comes through the crowd, looking like putting his cell phone away and then joining you as you kind of file into the office.
He says, we've been tracking a group of men that we believe might be the Inquisition. Are you familiar with the Inquisition?
See?
The vampire hunters. We don't know if they're government sponsored. We don't know if they're private, but they're organized and they're heavily armed. And
is that not the way of this country, though?
This is different. This is like, it's like some sort of strike force, like they're getting ready for something.
Typical European. Just fucking shitting all over.
Our freedom.
Do you think
here in the city?
They are. They're also in the country. They've got a farm.
Westport, Massachusetts.
Stockbridge. It's a couple hours west of here. And they've also, well, the reason I'm starting to get nervous is because last night they relocated some of their men into the city. They've rented a couple suites in a hotel downtown.
Do you think this is connected to anything that has happened recently?
It could be. It could be, maybe someone got sloppy. News gets out. Enough rumors about vampires start circulating and then they show up. But they're ready. I'll tell you that. They are heavily armed and they're ready to do something.
Any indication that they know any Kindred? Have they followed anyone?
Mainly, I've just been watching them train, prepare, organize, gather equipment. But it looks like they're getting ready to go to the next phase, whatever that might be. If they're going to start following people or something like that, it'll be soon.
You have any information on who leads them?
I don't know anything about them. I don't really do that.
Is
kind
it
of why I'm asking you for help.
Is it their practice to kidnap?
He shrugs. He says, all I can tell you now is that there's 10 men with probably a dozen assault rifles, small arms, maybe even some light explosives. I'm not sure what they're up to.
Well, if you can point us in the direction of where they're stashing those men in Boston, perhaps we can have a look around.
I've got room numbers at their hotel. They're staying at the Encore. Do you know it?
Yeah, I know it.
If they do in fact turn out to be these hunters, do we have permission from the prince to act upon this?
She asked me to find out what they were doing, not to move in yet. Before we take any action, we need to figure out why they're here, what their target is.
It would be best if they were convinced that there is nothing here.
That would be best.
I kind of look at the group. I have no experience with them, but I hear that these hunters, this Inquisition, can topple great vampires.
They can, but they rely on the element of surprise. And they don't have it. We do.
They're staying at the Encore, though?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got some bankroll then, that's for sure.
He says, yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
2 suites. He writes down the suite numbers at the Encore, and he says, and this is the address for the farm in Stockbridge. I've been out there a couple times.
Do you know how many men are at the hotel?
There's 10 at the hotel. And then there's a couple more that are still at the farm.
Does Fiona know you came to us with this?
He nods. He says, I told her I was going to ask for help.
Okay.
I consider this a favor myself, but she'll see it as you just doing what's expected, protecting yourselves and your city from whatever they are.
Well, Inquisition certainly would be bad for business. He looks over at Ethan.
Very bad.
There were rumors back after we took the city that they were coming, that there were agents here. I never heard anything else.
Things got sloppy when we took the city. The Sabbat, on their way out, they tried to break the Masquerade. They tried to disrupt things as much as they could, make it hard for us to settle in. But it's been 20 years, and we haven't had real hunters. A couple amateurs here and there, but nothing this big and organized.
We need to learn more about them.
Quintus is sort of nodding absent-mindedly.
I'm going to tell Fiona that I brought you guys on and everything I learned, but let me know how I can help.
See? We'll be in contact.
Maybe keeping an eye on that farm. If anyone else shows up,
I could head back out there.
we'll take care of the hotel.
All right, I'll go tonight.
Alexander, can I get your cell phone number?
He writes it on the same piece of paper as the hotel rooms and the address for the farm so that you all can get it.
What ringtone do you have for him?
Larry takes out his flip phone
Ah, okay.
and starts punching in the number.
He says, thank you all for your help. And as he's leaving, he says to Larry, he says, I'm glad this worked out.
Me too.
Now I understand why you never text. It's all clear.
I can text.
Oh, I miss it. No, I don't, but I miss it.
C9, baby.
All right. What are you guys doing?
I guess we wait for Alexander to leave. It's just the 5 of us in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a doozy. Do you go to night, Javi?
Do we know what time it is?
What time is it, Jake?
Probably like 10 o'clock, right?
10? Yeah.
10. Come on. It's like fucking... We wouldn't even be up and going.
No one's at the club yet if it's 10 o'clock.
That's true.
It's probably closer to midnight.
We got a few hours. We can at least get a little more information on them. Huh? Maybe Z, you can get into the computer, see who's paying for the room, credit card, maybe business, whatever that is.
I can do that. I'll have to be at the actual hotel to do that. I can get into the rooms next door as well.
Nice.
Easy enough.
There is a chance we might want to close the club, or at least warn those that are here if they are here now, the timing seems convenient.
True.
It would be a risk to make a move like they are. They wouldn't want to waste much time.
May I ask if any of you have experience with these hunters before?
Tangentially, during First Light, when they cracked the Shreknet. But those are more of the CIA, the tech side of it. I don't know if these guys have that kind of knowledge, skill set. Seem more like the actual strike team.
I see.
My
Yeah, same.
experience.
Buddy man was CIA before he defected.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Usually,
Defected?
Yeah.
Korea?
in my experience, yeah, it's usually best to stay clear. Go on the ground for a little while. The destruction, I seen them leave. You want no part of it.
Be good to know if they're coming for us, though.
See
You know?
that book of face for the page. That gained any more traction lately?
Yeah, Facebook.
Let's see, whatever.
So I did a little SEO poisoning on it so that the search results wouldn't come up as the find page. So I think they've lost some traction, but I think Santiago is still planning on running his little concert. So yeah, there's some traction. I'm doing what I can, Avi.
That's nice, no problem. You think maybe it could be connected? Maybe Santiago is bringing this in on the city from outside?
That will be one hell of a mistake for Santiago. He'd get worse than Sergey over there.
See,
But yeah, maybe.
maybe we can use this to help you out, Larry, huh? If we find out some information, maybe things get placed in certain files. I don't know how it all works, but you know,
Bing, bang, boom.
maybe Santiago's name, it gets tied in somewhere. But I trust you. I think you can handle the situation. I just want to let you know we'll be here for you if you need it.
Thank you, Avi.
See,
There's just as much of a chance that this is connected to what we've done. I think we should look for that first.
Here at the club, you mean?
Yes.
Encore is not that far away.
We need to go tonight. Find
See?
what we can. Leave no trace.
Yeah.
I do not think we should seek conflict of any kind.
No, we don't know what really we're up against. And if there's 10 of them, heavily armed,
I am not familiar with how to exercise these people, but I would have to imagine if anyone here in the city has mortal influence, we would want them to interact, to interface. Otherwise, our presence in any form will encourage them.
that means we have to trust those people. And they got to have the skills that we need for them to get close.
This is true. I must change some things on the centrifuge. I will be ready shortly. He gets up and heads down to the basement.
All right. What's everyone else doing?
Z, can you do something for me?
Sure.
Can you make a call, or he waves a lanky finger at your computer? Maybe make it so maybe a guest of the hotel made a complaint about an animal, said they called the service.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, when we get close and I can access the Encore computer systems, then I can enter that complaint in, and I'll let you know when that happens.
Okay.
Okay. Dan,
Yeah.
you go down to your lab. Where's the lab?
The lab is in a part of the subway station.
Okay.
It's been set up, at least some area, as a clean room. And then there are kind of stainless steel medical tables that have been set up for the equipment. One of them is set up in a rather kind of ominous looking structure. It's similar, if anyone's seen the television show You, who this guy's he's a serial killer, and he has like this plexiglass cage that he keeps people in from time to time. One of those has been built that Quintus has used for experimenting on hunger for himself, been testing on himself. But inside of that now sits the coffin. And he has set up the whole place. It's well lit. It has power. It's ventilated. And he goes down and he changes some of the blood vials out of the centrifuge and swaps new ones in. And he kind of sets it all down. And then he pulls some files out, some actual paperwork that is from the stem cell place. And he goes through the list again of the things that were stolen. And he's going to look for anything that might be like Kindred related or incriminating, any of the research that was done.
It's pretty obvious to you that it was exactly that.
Okay. Research on Kindred blood?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was it work that I had done?
Yes.
Okay.
That some of it you didn't even know he had copies of.
Gotcha. I kind of collect the paperwork. I put it back in the safe that I have down there. And I take that kind of one small stiletto dagger that I have and I put it on my belt and I walk back upstairs.
All right. How about everyone for hunger? Let's find a baseline here. Mm-hmm. Everyone mark 1 and then make a
rouse check
to see if you're at 2.
Rouse is just a single D10, right?
Yep. If you pass, you stay at 1. If you fail, mark.
So high is passing.
High is good. Yeah, high is good.
By the way, I did read something. Everyone is blood potency 1 here, right?
Yep.
So one benefit of blood potency 1, when you
level 1 disciplines.
When you have to make a rouse check for a level 1 in a discipline, if you fail it, you can re-roll it once.
Okay. Cool. Once per scene?
Once per time you...
Okay.
Anytime you use a level 1 power.
Got it.
Like higher potencies let you do that for higher levels and shit like that.
Yep. I failed my rouse check.
Same.
Me too.
Is this the rouse check I get a 2d10 on?
Huh?
Is this the rouse check I
get? Because of his humanity?
Because of my humanity?
Oh, are you an 8?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Then you do. You get a reroll on it, basically. Javier, are you a 7 or an 8?
I am a 7 with a dash.
Stained.
I forgot to do that. Let's do that now.
Oh boy.
7, 8. Roll 2 dice and let me know if you get any successes. I meant to do that last game.
Holy shit, yes, 1 6.
All right, you're fine.
How does that mechanic work, Jake?
So the way that works is when you have stains, you get stains for doing things that you should feel bad about. And basically, you roll 10 minus your humanity, minus how many stains you have. You roll that many dice.
Okay.
You always get 1. And if you get any successes, then it means you basically are able to rationalize or, empathize and not lose humanity.
Got it.
So the higher humanity, the harder it is to wash away those
Right.
stains.
So if you've got a 7 humanity and you get 1 stain, it means you roll 2 dice. You get a 50-50 shot on each dice. So there's a pretty good chance that you won't lose humanity. But if you had an 8 humanity and 1 stain, you'd only roll 1 die. So the more humane you are, the more you feel bad about the bad shit that happened, and the faster it goes down. So it's really hard to get it high. Cool. But everyone's at 7 except for Ezra, who is at 8.
Yep.
No, I'm a 6.
You're 6? Why?
I don't know.
Is that your predator type?
No,
Yeah, maybe.
Bloodbagger?
Bagger?
No, I wouldn't
No.
think so.
I think you just did it wrong, dude.
Even Larry has higher humanity than you.
Baseline should be 7 unless you're the
Alley cat.
alley cat is a 6. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it.
Unless Tremere or your disciplines, I don't think any of that would
think
do
so.
it.
Unless you just decided you wanted to be a 6 because you're a weirdo.
Maybe because I experiment on people. But no, I'll take it because I'm pretty new to this vampire game. No, old and
And as
jaded.
far as raising humanity, you can't really do it unless like you have a good story reason. I might actually give Javier the opportunity to raise his humanity
for the ghouls.
for all the nice things he's doing, but connecting with your touchstones, like doing good deeds, like trying to be a generally good human, even though you're not. You can raise his humanity if you do that. Generally, it just goes down though.
Like all of us in the real world.
So Z,
Yeah.
you are putting in a call for animal control?
Yeah, so I guess we're heading towards the hotel, right?
Oh, okay. You're
Yeah.
not putting in a call. You're-
I would have to put it. I'm trying to put it into the system.
I thought you were literally going to call and say.
I guess I could.
I asked you to do your wizardry.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Okay.
Larry, meanwhile, was changing and is going to take his van.
Okay. All right. And you're all heading to Encore?
Yes.
Have any of you player characters been to Encore? I have not.
The casino? No.
It's a.
I've driven past it.
It is a
Yeah.
large, gaudy, fucking giant building right in the middle of Boston. It's a huge, kind of gold-colored building with like the architecture. It's like got a big curve to it.
It was a Wynn resort
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and then
Until that got kind of
on the right along the roof line in this gaudy gold cursive lettering, it says Encore. As you might be able to tell, I hate this building.
It's tacky
hideous.
even
Very
for
tacky.
Ethan. Yeah.
This podcast brought to you by the Boston Historic Society.
I've never been there, but judging by pictures I've seen online, it has a sort of almost like Caesar's Palace kind of vibe, like
Yeah.
that
Vegas
Romanesque
casino.
Vegas architecture. Yeah.
Really? That's the direction they went? Wow.
So, how are you all arriving? And what are you doing?
I think because Larry went in his van, right?
Yes.
He's actually going to take his bike and separate from the group just to get into kind of a hidden spot to start accessing the computer system.
You're trying to get you're going into the casino?
Yeah.
Okay.
Files.
They're inside the computer. I think Quintus will ride with E-Crane and...
You gonna hop in the Porsche this time?
Not if you're taking the Porsche. It's the back seat is like that big.
You could come in the van if you want. Quintus is always welcome in the van.
Pat.
Is it Javi, Ethan, and Quintus?
Because Z's got his own ride. Yeah.
Okay. Quintus can just Uber there too.
You're not going to go Larry in the animal control van?
You don't ride the Possum-mobile?
Sure. I will ride in the Possum-mobile.
Nice.
Let's start there.
I put Johnny gingerly down on the floor in between the seats.
Good boy, Johnny. What do you want to do when you get there? I'm going to get inside on a call.
I'm going to observe.
Good.
You know the way? I can GPS it for you?
I know the way. I don't have that.
Very good, Larry.
You make your way to the hotel casino, and you see a service entrance, not where the patrons go in, but sort of around the back of the hotel. There's, rolling doors for tractor trailers to bring in food and things like that, and you see a service entrance.
Has Larry heard anything about the Inquisition, about any of anything beyond these are heavily armed dudes after vampires?
Yes. What Larry knows is that the government knows what vampires are and is actively opposed to them, but they also don't want the public to know about it. Your understanding is that the Inquisition is either funded or somehow allied with the government. You're not really sure. So they've got deep pockets.
Okay.
And influence.
Larry talks a little bit about that. He pulls over on a side street before we stop. You might want to go in the front.
Quintus nods, and he looks at you kind of squarely, and he says, "Do you think we deserve to be hunted, Larry?"
I think it's important that any predator has something to keep them in check.
Quintus nods. I agree. He opens the door and gets out.
John, can you roll wits and technology?
Sure.
Be careful, Quintus.
He kind of waves to you over his shoulder.
Does this involve hacking?
No.
A crit?
Ooh.
Crit on the... How does the blood die crit work?
Messy critical. If you got a...
If 110 of the crit is on that?
Yeah.
I have 3 10s. One of them is on the hunger die.
All right.
Oh,
what
messy,
you
right?
You're at 2 hunger right now?
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
You...
So sorry, I got a 4, 5, 6 total.
Okay. You're kind of rushing to get down there before Larry so that you can do this. You park your motorcycle. You quickly kind of rush in through the front entrance. Probably have a backpack on with your laptop in it. And you are about to step through these metal detectors at the front entrance when you notice something. You notice that these metal detectors are very modern and they have some other functionality. You've read about it, you haven't seen it. They have what is called an X-scope, which checks for a heartbeat.
Oh.
You sort of instinctively stop in your tracks, like not going through it when you realize what it is. Like you were about to step forward and then you kind of like jump backwards and don't go through it because you realize what it is.
Like bump into somebody.
And you realize when you kind of jump back that you do it way too fast.
Yep.
And you see one security guard notice that and just look at you like slack-jawed.
Yeah.
You think he's the only person that noticed it. But you definitely like did something that he thinks is not possible. The way he's looking at you. He's a young guy and he's just kind of staring at you. Are you wearing a helmet? Holding the helmet?
Holding
your
a
arm?
helmet, yeah. Like, just holding it down.
He slowly starts to approach you. He doesn't have a gun.
Yeah.
He's just security.
Hey.
His mouth is still open.
I thought I was going to run into somebody. I wasn't looking where I was going.
Is everything okay, sir?
Act like you're on cocaine.
Yeah. Just a little jittery, Long day.
All right. Do you mind putting your bag on the belt?
Oh, sure. He puts his bag on the belt.
He's just staring at you the whole time, and he kind of glances over and he says, electronics aren't allowed on the game floor. So you know, just stay off the green carpeted areas.
Oh, of course. He slides the bag.
There's
forward.
complimentary Wi-Fi available. He kind of goes into like the spiel. Yeah,
I rouse the blood to have a heartbeat.
Okay, and move through.
Succeed. Okay, another hunger.
He just kind of watches you go by.
Yeah. Thanks for the help. The Wi-Fi code.
He tells you.
Room. Okay. Thanks.
Room number. Right.
Yep.
Room number.
I kind of speed off and meld into the crowd as much as I can, and start heading for the rooms. I'm gonna try to find a quiet place.
You might want to tell your friends.
Yeah. I get my phone out and send a group text. The metal detectors are going to detect a heartbeat. Either rouse the blood or find another way in.
You get a thumbs up emoji from Quintus. Quintus probably went through one of the back doors with Larry and just kind of headed back into the building from one of the rear entrances.
Larry's actually parked just up the street waiting to get the word from Z.
Okay.
He looks at his phone, he sees the text from Z, and then he sees the text from Quintus, and it's just one of those blocked out symbols because his phone doesn't get emojis.
Yeah, but Z will find like a table or a room that he can kind of duck into.
Okay.
And try to get into the Encore system.
Okay. Give me an intelligence and technology hacking roll. And meanwhile, Ethan and Javier are making your way through the front door. You both look down, see that message, and I assume rouse the blood as you walk through.
We?
Yeah.
Roll 'em.
Just chipping away at that hunger.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. Get hungry.
Or E-Man's already
Get
a
hungry. Go crazy.
Ethan and Javier walk into a bar.
Oh, I got 4 successes for the hacking.
You got 4 successes.
Yep.
Okay, we'll get to that in
Yep.
just a sec. Where do the 2 Ventru go when they get in?
I think
Kind of standard. I assume casino hotel kind of set up where you come in and you're basically right on the game floor. You know, there's kind of walkways that separate the slot areas and the table areas from where you are, and there's all kinds of kitsch shops along the edges and restaurants, I'm sure. And probably a big, elaborate check-in desk where you can get on the elevator and go up to the rooms above.
Mijo, I think we wait for to hear something from one of the group. Maybe you want to test your luck at a table?
I want to go to the bar. Just kind of get a drink, maybe blend in a little bit. Feeling a little, suspicious here.
You know the slot machines, they make you free drinks. You sit at them.
All right.
So you'll just go and find like a couple of empty slot machines
Oh, man,
and like just...
Yeah. How about we shoot some craps, Poppy?
I had never understood the craps, huh? Throw
It's
the
on the
dice.
wrist. I'll show you. Come on, let's go.
Well, you show me the ropes.
Z, your phone
Start playing
rings.
craps.
Yeah, we're going to craps table. Yeah.
My phone rings. I pick it up. Hello? Oh, Quintus.
You say that this machine detects a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yep.
Could it be that their cameras are also trained to spot us as well?
I don't know if this is specifically... Well, do I think this is specifically for Kindred?
Yeah.
It is.
You know that these only started existing within the last few years.
Quintus is on the phone with you. He's standing in a hallway, and he can see a camera, like, pointing the other direction, and he's just looking at it.
Yep. You also know that most government buildings and airports have these.
Yeah. He says, maybe, but I don't think so. I'll let you know as soon as I get in.
Is it wise to proceed then?
Well, as long as you have that heartbeat going. shouldn't have a problem.
But our body temperatures are much different.
Yeah, true.
They could easily detect us.
I think rousing the blood does that.
Does
too.
all
It
that?
warms
Okay.
your.
Okay.
Yep.
It only lasts for a scene, but that's
Sure,
why you're
sure,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
taking effort.
Quintus is just kind of thinking biologically how they would monitor us.
It's funny, as you're doing that, Larry's sitting in the van. He sends a text, slow, T9, but it just says the scanners and them here may not be a coincidence. Be careful.
Quintus is, he kind of looks at his phone and then says, understood, and hangs up. He's going to rouse the blood
Okay.
before he proceeds.
I send you a meme back, but you can't see it.
John, what are you trying to do with your hacking?
First of all, trying to enter in a complaint for a wild animal loose. A rat maybe on the floor that these suites are in.
Okay. There's basically this like company-wide employee kind of message board system that they use. And that's where they would put this sort of information. You managed to get into that and kind of create a fake profile and put that information up there pretty easily. It doesn't quite get you access to like the security or anything like that. Basically, it gets you the kind of access that like a blackjack dealer would have.
Okay.
You know.
Once I have that entered in, and I even say that it's his animal control company, I send a text to Larry saying, it's on the floor they're on. Just check in with the front desk.
All right. Before when Larry gets that, he's like on a side street around back, servicey kind of dingy area, and he's gonna try to find a rat or two.
Okay.
And I can either, if there are any in the area, try to kind of use animal ken and then animalism to communicate with them. Basically, just make them feel safe. I always have food handy and get them in my satchel.
Totally normal stuff.
Yeah, go for it. Give me a roll, animal ken and manipulation. Actually, make it composure. I think it's more about like your attitude,
Kindness.
yeah, your body language and whatnot, or your calmness.
Calmer than you are, dude.
Critically rat talking.
Critically rat
5.
Rat with a 10 on the
No, not
hunger.
on the hunger.
Oh, okay, all right. You turned into
How
a
many
rat.
times has Larry watched Ratatouille?
Okay. How many do you want? Critical. It's up to you.
3.
Okay.
Not huge.
Okay. Yeah, you have your pick of
Yeah.
from like 6.
Pick a letter.
They all stand up in a row.
Just like a little pageant.
Put him in your chef
3
hat.
and the 3 that seem least frantic.
Okay.
And read the rats. And I just get them some food and put them in there. Kind of call on animalism a little bit and make sure they feel safe. And
Okay.
then I drive up to the service entrance.
All right. There's a security guard there. He comes over and you roll the window down.
Good evening. I have a call about an animal on the 10th floor.
He takes out like a tablet and he taps a few buttons and he says, "Oh yeah, 10th floor. All right, let me get someone from maintenance to bring you up there. Can go in here. Maintenance elevators down the hall to the left.
Okay.
I'll have someone meet you on the 10th.
Okay. I don't need a card for any of the elevators.
No, not for the service elevator. You'll be fine.
Thank you. Have a nice night. Larry goes in. He breaks out. He has his actual like kit, so he's got his little side satchel, and then he kind of has like a duffel bag over his shoulder, and he's in his overalls.
You guys get into the elevator and hit 10, and you head up. You notice that it stops a few times. A couple like maids get on and off, and you notice that you didn't need an elevator, a card or anything to get on where you were, because you were kind of in like a maintenance hallway already. But when you get off onto like a main floor, you would need it to get back on this elevator. The reason he was saying you don't need it is because someone's going to meet you up there. But,
Got it.
Yeah. You will be locked out of the elevator if you don't have someone with you.
Usually not to go down.
Just to access like this elevator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually call it. Got it. Okay.
So a couple of people kind of come and go, get on and off as you make your way up. What is Z doing right now?
Now that he knows that there is some connection here with the actual hotel in the Inquisition, or at least, the government, he's going to start poking around.
Okay.
Trying to find any information on the intranet that has snippets of anything. Specifically, like looking at when these metal detectors were installed, by who, that kind of stuff.
Okay. What do you think that would be? What kind of role?
Probably investigation intelligence.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Take one extra die for your hacking specialty. Okay. And Ryan, why don't you roll those 2d6 there?
Yeah.
D6.
He's playing craps.
Shooting craps. All right.
I don't know how this game works, by the way.
7s are good.
Not always.
Betting on 9.
Ethan tosses the dice.
Oh, I got a 7. Should have bet on 7. All right.
Good. It's good. Crowd cheers.
Who's up next? Yeah.
You guys just playing craps?
Yeah.
All right, waiting to hear from somebody.
All right, cool. Carry on.
I think Javi's probably like watching people on the floor, like security guards, pit bosses, that kind of stuff. See if anybody seems to not be watching like the gameplay, and if anybody looks sort of out of place as security.
Go ahead and give me a roll. Awareness and intelligence. Do you have any aspects?
I do not.
Dan, you're the only one with aspects, right?
I have aspects.
We have different types of aspects.
So that is 2 successes.
Okay. There definitely are people watching kind of everything. I don't know how much experience Javi has at a casino, but you pick out a lot of security, and they watch everything. You notice you're kind of checking your phone a lot, waiting for an update, and you notice a security guard watching you because you're checking your phone near the table. He doesn't move in or anything, but they're on high alert at all times, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Everyone gets a text from Larry. On 10, need card for elevator.
You get up to 10, and you get out of the elevator. You can kind of go either left or right. The hallway sort of curves, so the ends of it are out of sight. But you do see someone in like a blue coveralls, like maintenance worker, down the other end of the hallway. At the moment, he's got his back to you.
I head towards him.
Okay. He kind of turns and sees you coming and says, "Oh, hey, how you doing?"
Good. How are you?
Not bad. I didn't even. I must have missed this call. I don't even have a room number on here. What'd they say it was?
Rats. I don't know where, but there was more than one call.
Dan, what are you wearing?
I am wearing like a kind of like a semi-professional, what you'd wear kind of under a lab coat. Like a black kind of pants, kind of like a Doc Marten boots, and like a black button-up shirt.
All right. He kind of glances at you, and then he looks back at you.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I look like an assistant.
I say,
Rats, damn.
I think it was one of the suites. Are they here?
I mean, yeah, there's 5 suites on this level, though. Did they say which one?
No. I just have the floor and a note.
Jesus Christ, right? Hey, all right, let me make a call down to the front desk and try to figure this out, all right? I can't just start knocking on doors, you know?
I understand. I'm going to check the stairwells and the ice machine areas. A lot of times they get behind there.
All right, sounds good, buddy. All right, I'll meet you over there by the vending machines in the stairwell, all right?
Okay.
He gets out his phone. John, what are you doing?
I got 4 successes on
Okay.
that investigation.
This hotel is pretty new, and the metal detectors are the money for them was provided through a grant, which was part of Homeland Security.
Yep. Z,
Which is not super uncommon.
yeah, especially for a
Yep.
place like this.
The other thing that you kind of learn about these is that the people who are operating them don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They don't like if the alarm it's not like an alarm goes off that says that person doesn't have a heart attack.
all right.
What you think happens is it basically flags that person as a person of interest.
Yeah,
So it's like, you know, this person is like wanted for a crime or something. Like, you know,
Yeah.
contact the authorities, like something like that.
yeah.
A red flag.
Yeah,
I'm sure it goes to
flags
some
them. Yeah.
NSA or Homeland
Yep.
Security database or whatever.
And there's a good chance that they don't even do anything about it. They just are monitoring that, you know?
Sure. Well, yeah, they don't want
I
to.
want to understand vampire gambling habits.
Yeah. Z is going to also, well, after getting that text from Larry, take out his card duper, plug it into his laptop. Now that he has internet access as like an employee, he's going to write a card for that floor
Okay.
and get that written, and then pack up and head upstairs.
Okay.
That's
Sounds
the
good.
thing I was going to get for the escape room.
Yeah. You guys make your way to the stairwells or
Larry
not.
kind of moves quickly over, gets into the ice machine little alcove, and says, "Just watch the hall." And he's going to reach up and pop the cover off an air vent and let the rats out into it.
Worst pest control ever.
I mean, the pests are under control.
2 of them. Keep one in the bag.
Gotta keep one in reserve, you know.
Backup rat.
You literally have a bag full of rats.
Oh,
Rats.
boy.
Yeah.
Johnny, had to leave Johnny, though. He's in the truck.
Okay.
He's keeping it warm.
Possums and rats do not like to be in the same bag.
You can,
You learn that one from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what is it? You can master cleave all your way your way through the whole hotel. Little 3.5 D&D.
Yeah.
Stab a rat?
Every time you stab a rat, you get a 5-foot step.
That's
So
right.
As long as you have infinite rats, you can
Yep.
move forever.
And he stays up there and says to Quintus, "It's fine if the maintenance guy comes back." And assumes the rats probably shit a little bit. So he puts some droppings up in the air vent, and he's basically just going to kind of hold up there until that guy comes back.
Okay.
He is approaching.
Jake, the rooms that are next to those suites, were
Yeah.
they empty? Do they have people in them?
One of them was empty.
I made the card for that then.
Okay. That guy comes over and he says, "Yeah, buddy, look, I don't know what's going on. No one even knows. No one knows who called it in. I can't even get any of the girls at the front desk they don't even know who put it into the computer. I mean, it's here. Someone did. They're probably on like
Oh, they're
lunch break."
here, all right. He has some droppings in his hands. No gloves.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm going to try to figure out who called this in.
Listen, these things happen a lot. Boston has strict rules about humane animal control. I need to set some humane devices probably won't get them tonight. I'll just need to access all the vents. If they're up here, I'll set them and I'll have to come back to check them.
All right. Well, we got hallway vents. I can get a step ladder. We can get at those pretty easily. If we're gonna go into those suites, he says, "Look, I know how this works, right? If there's a rat in one room, they're in all of them, right?
They can get wherever they want to go.
Well, I'm gonna grab a ladder. I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Then we can get the ones in the hallway, and I'll have to talk to my boss, but I think we can get some of the empty rooms probably, and I'll see what he wants us to do about the rooms with guests in them. You know, people get a little weird if you start coming in their room and setting traps."
I understand. I try to keep subtle in my work. Listen, this will take me some time. If you can just get me the ladder and the empty rooms, I won't bother any of your guests, but it will take me a little time. I like to be careful.
Yeah, good. That's great. All right. Are you training?
I'm here with the boss.
The elevator dings and Z walks out onto the 10th floor and just walks to his room.
All right. The maintenance guy leaves.
While he's there, Larry's talking to Quintus about telling him real stuff about rats.
Z gets to the door of the room that he coded for, and he fumbles the key, drops one on the ground, goes to pick it up, leaves one on the ground, opens the door, and goes in.
All right.
So there's a key sitting in the hallway.
The maintenance guy left, right?
Correct. He leaves
Quintus
around the same time.
interrupts your rat lecture. Larry, do we know which rooms are specific to these people?
Yes. We got that from Alexander, right?
Yeah, we'll say 1008 and 1010.
And Z's in 10 and 12.
On the right end of the hall. The last two on the right-hand side.
I will take some of these. He kind of reaches in and pulls one or two of the traps out. And I will meet with you shortly.
The room that you went into, Z, is insanely nice.
Yeah.
It's a suite. It's you come into like this really nice living room space, full bar, giant TV, these huge windows that look out over the bay.
So he goes, "Damn, could never afford this." All right, let's get ready. Let's get working. He sets his laptop up on a little desk.
Okay.
He's going to try to listen through the wall first of all to the suite to hear if he sees any talking or anyone in there.
Okay. And meanwhile, what are you guys doing? What are Larry and Quintus doing?
Quintus is just doing a kind of drive-by of those rooms, and he's going to use... He doesn't know what kind of powers these people have at their disposal, and he's going to kind of do something very similar that he did when they were approaching, Sergei's place. He's going to search for the unseen, see if there is any methods that they're employing that are beyond just technology.
Okay. Dan, why don't you give me wits and alertness?
Okay.
John, give me intelligence and alertness. Whatever. I don't know what level 1 aspects does for you.
Oh, awareness, you mean?
Awareness. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I have the heightened senses, so...
Does it have an actual mechanical effect, or
Yeah,
I know
hold
it's
on.
like, figure that out.
Did Javi
And what are
Ethan?
Javi and Ethan doing?
Poppy, so the best bang for your buck here, if we're gonna just play for a while until we hear from anybody, is you want to do the pass don't pass bets. All right, we're gonna maximize our chances. House has the lowest odds on those, so just keep rolling, keep playing, and hang out for a while. Have a good time at the casino.
John, I thought you told them to head up with you.
I'm sorry, I probably skipped over this. I would have texted that I was heading up.
You can probably tell them at this point, like, what room you're in.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I text and I say, in room 1012, setting up.
Okay, well,
All right, we're out.
those good tips for the game, but maybe next time we come. So we head up.
John Auspex, heightened senses,
Yeah.
wits and resolve. The user adds their Auspex rating to all perception rolls. If exposed to extreme sensation, such as loud blanks, blah, 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 blah. You have to make a save.
60 something.
The wits and resolve is just if I think for the exposure thing. I don't think you have to roll it.
So yeah,
Okay.
I had my aspects.
But yeah, add your aspects to that pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Javi and Ethan make their way up to the 10th floor, while Quintus and Larry kind of walk past the rooms, setting up rat traps. And what did you get, Z?
4 successes.
Okay. You just kind of concentrate on what you can hear. You hear someone arguing a few rooms away. Sounds like a man and a woman fighting. You hear the scurrying of rats in the vents. You hear the clanking of metal. Rhythmic. Someone. Do you have any fire? You have a decent firearms.
Yeah, I have 2.
It's someone loading bullets into a magazine.
Okay.
And
I love that sound.
you hear someone else say, "We should wait till they get here. We should wait. We don't have everything yet. If we want this to go smooth, we need that truck." Dan, what'd you get?
So on the wits and awareness, I got 2 successes, and then on the sense the unseen, I got 2 successes.
Okay. You do not sense anything sort of weirdly supernatural as
Okay.
you walk by. Everything kind of seems okay. You do hear people as you kind of linger outside the door for a moment. They're definitely in the rooms.
Okay. Yep.
Both rooms are occupied.
Occupied. All right. I continue down the hallway. I try not to linger.
John, you hear footsteps in the hallway, and you hear them coming towards your door. You go check the keyhole, and
Yep.
it's Ethan and Javier.
I open the door and let him in. Quintus, you see that key card sitting on the hall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I pick it up, and I keep walking though.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go and look for Larry.
Could you tell if they were in the rooms?
Quintus nods. Both rooms are occupied. This is the car that I presume Z left for us.
Yes. They said they're room 1012. We'll have to wait for the maintenance man to come back and try to convince him to give us some time.
I can force him to, but it may make it difficult to leave.
Okay, maybe just talk to him. Larry turns and busies himself.
I understand. Yeah, Quintus will kind of try to look busy until he can catch sight of the maintenance guy, and
Okay.
he's gonna just kind of say, "This is the work that we have to do. This is how long we think it'll take us. If you want to leave us to it, we'll update you."
All right. What's going on in the room?
Z kind of ushers you in, gets away from the wall, the connecting wall, and kind of in a hushed tone says, "Yeah, they're definitely in there. I can hear them loading a magazine, and they said they're not ready yet. They're waiting for a truck or something."
Full of fertilizer.
Can you get any eyes or ears in there?
I can't get into the security system. It's too hardened. But I can try to get on one of their devices if they're broadcasting a signal.
Okay. I don't know what any of that means, but
Z's going to try to get onto a Bluetooth of a cell phone, or if one of them's it's some sort of signal, try to access a phone of one of the guys in that room.
Okay, go ahead and give me intelligence and technology hacking. In the hallway, you see the maintenance guy heading down. You're intercepting him, Dan?
Yes.
All right. He says, all right, buddy, here's the deal. We got the ladder here. Talked to my supervisor. He said, do all the vents in the hallway. I got key cards for a couple of the rooms on this floor that are empty, but he doesn't want us disturbing the guests. And I mean, I don't need to tell you guys, you're professionals, you know, but these things got to stay out of sight.
Quintus is nodding as he says all this. Understood. Well, we will have it done right away.
All right. So he holds out a couple key cards with like sticky notes on them. He's like, all right, this is 1012, 1013, and 1007. Those were the empty rooms. So
Quintus puts them into his breast pocket, and he says, it should take us between 45 minutes to an hour.
all right. And all right. I guess we're good here, right?
We are.
Just let the girl at the desk downstairs know when you're leaving.
Understood. And how should we leave? Through the elevator?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. that elevator there, he says, you can use that one. There's a punch code.
Very good.
4319.
Thank you.
I got 5 successes with a messy critical.
With a messy critical?
Yeah.
You DM him.
How do you messy critical hack?
I don't know.
Just fangs poking out. He's jamming on the keyboard.
You left your volume way up so he can hear you like texting back and forth.
Maybe it causes one of their phones to reboot weirdly, and it's catches them off guard or something.
Maybe they've got some sort of like program on it that detects.
You get you
Dick
actually
pics.
get into someone's
so many
phone.
dick pics.
You manage to get into someone's phone remotely,
I'm in.
and it looks like this guy had actually had some sort of malware on his phone already that he wasn't aware of. And you start kind of looking through his files and stuff. This guy's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
There's the first picture you see is actually a nice picture of a sunset in Western Mass against the mountains. Looks like he took it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
There's pictures of guns. There's pictures of what you think is maybe explosives. And then you see a couple pictures of women who it looks like have maybe been beaten. And this makes you very upset.
Yeah. What the hell?
You guys see Z is like visibly shaking.
The door opens and Larry and Quintus come in with a step ladder.
John, why don't you give me a resolve and composure roll?
Sure. What's wrong, bro?
As you start looking more, you see text messages between him and what seems to be a wife. And just the way he treats her in these messages reminds you of your father.
I got 2 successes.
Okay.
This motherfucking yokel ass piece of shit. You know what?
What you find?
They got pictures of guns and bombs and some sick fuck who beats women.
Is there anything related to the Kindred?
I don't know. I don't know. He's like furiously flipping through the pictures and stuff now.
There's a lot. I mean, you can start trying to go through older messages and stuff like that. And you're sure that there's probably something in here.
Yeah.
But just from the kind of more recent stuff that you see other phone numbers that he's been communicating with, mostly nothing text related. it seems like he knows
All
better
voice.
than to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't maybe if you like save those photos? I know some folks over at the PD. We can send them over and
Yeah. Get this fucker.
See any selfies in that phone? We can see which one it is.
Let me see. I start seeing if I can find like a picture of the guy.
You do. You find a picture of 3 men. It looks like it was taken recently. You can tell which one is him because he's holding the camera.
Yeah.
Was it taken at the Bandmaid concert?
No, it's taken in front of a stone wall. There are targets behind them, and they're all holding assault rifles, kind of posing with the targets.
Yeah, it's this guy right here. And these are probably 2 of the other Inquisitors.
We have an hour, maybe an hour and a half if we push it before they start asking what Quintus and I are doing. We have keys to the 3 unoccupied rooms. One is next to one of the suites. Quintus says they're both occupied. If we want to try to get a door to open, I can go inside. Room service. I won't be seen until I have to leave.
I don't like that. You go in by yourself, something happens, you're on your own.
We only have so much time here.
Z, you say they wait for something. They wait for a truck or a vehicle of some sort.
Yeah, he said a truck. They're not ready yet. They should wait for the rest of them to come. I mean, this is probably the best time right now.
Does this mean that they act tonight?
Well, it sounds like they're loading for bear. They got, unless they're doing it as a relaxing hobby, they've been loading magazines since we got here.
That means that they will strike somewhere close, yes?
Maybe. Man, we got to find out who they're going after.
I turn to kind of the group and I say, and I walk to the window and I look out, kind of encore window. I say, does anyone know who is close to this place? Where's the Hancock building in relation?
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't
Isn't
kind
Hancock
of
over in the
far.
financial district?
I think it's kind of far.
It's pretty far away.
The Encore
Yeah.
is like on the other side
the
of
river.
the
Yeah.
river.
It's right on the. It's on the north.
Yeah, when you're on 95, you see it,
Yeah.
right?
Is it Revere? Almost Revere. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that as close to Revere as possible.
Yeah.
We need
I
to
mean-
get into their rooms. Unless you can see or sense inside.
Quintus is kind of shaking his head at the window. I have nothing so subtle.
I could try like a pinhole camera, but they're probably going to see it.
I mean, with them in the room, is not much that I can do either. And without getting them out.
It's pretty late too. It's at this point probably like 2 a.m. and I mean they're awake by the sound of it.
It is perhaps the best that we can do that we follow them, that we have eyes on them. And at this point, is there someone we should contact?
Until we find out where they're gonna go, I don't think there's anybody we can.
Our information's pretty limited at this point.
We could let all the Kindred know. There are hunters present, and they may be preparing to strike. If we don't want to risk going in while they're there, we wait till they leave. Some can follow. I will go in behind when they exit, find what I can, and let you know. And come along.
Quintus is nodding.
The timing could be tight. If they leave, they're already on their way to wherever they're going, no?
So long as this truck actually shows.
Didn't really get a sense of whether or not it was tonight or not.
It could be morning. They could wait until, we need to rest, and then they strike.
That's a smart play.
They don't really play by the rules, huh?
If we send out a message citywide, make sure that people do not sleep at their usual place.
Yeah.
But that does not mean they will stop.
See, not everybody has a place either.
We could offer the VIP area.
And if they're here for us, it looks like we set a trap for their kin.
Quintus doesn't turn around from the window.
Kindred have to know how to find their own ways to be safe. That is not on us.
See?
We give them the information. But if they are smart, they will wait for the sun. We cannot. We might need to take a risk. Make someone knock on the wrong door, Ethan.
Should we book this room? Make it light tight?
I can get the booking, but yeah, making a light time might be tough.
Actually, probably not all that tough.
Yeah.
People tend to sleep all day in these rooms.
Sure.
You'll definitely need to make it really secure. You'll need to get some sort of supplies like duct tape or something. But
Yeah.
for the most part, those blackout curtains are pretty damn effective.
Yeah.
No, it's Larry getting his duct tape. These are my tools. These are my fetish tools.
The other thing, being the other nice part is since it's a suite, it's not, like if the curtains get pulled down in one room, it's not like you're totally fucked. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, we can all hide in the bathroom.
Yeah, there are 2 bathrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Then we would be trapped here. If they leave in the day, they will not find us, but we will do nothing about it.
We will not be able to investigate their rooms because they do not have the same precautions.
Larry, you think you can get in? Be unseen.
I will need someone's help, a reason the door must open. I will take it from there.
I could put a call in for room service.
And probably the safest.
See, I was gonna volunteer, but if you can do that, that makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
They will be suspicious if they have not ordered this, yes?
True.
I mean, anything will be suspicious, though. Like if Javier, or me were to knock on the door.
But if you were to knock on the door and then it were to be explained that this is an accident, that this is the wrong room?
Same with room service, man. We got the wrong room number.
Or
Oops.
a drunk guest returning from the tables fumbles at the wrong door.
See?
You can do things to the mind, can't you? Your clan. He looks at Javi and Ethan.
See? I can make it so they won't know what's going on. But I tell you what, the TC Inquisition, they know what we can do. Sometimes even the littlest holes in a memory can draw attention, but if you can get in, it may be worth.
With your help, I can get in. Getting out, I'll have to do on my own. Either when they rest or when they leave.
Okay. I can get you in.
You notice Larry's different with you guys now. He's just more open about presenting ideas and things like that. And some of you probably realize he's not as dumb as you thought he was.
Be safe, Larry.
I only take risks because we are all at risk.
Quintus nods.
If something happens, make sure you can contact us quick.
Yes.
Okay?
If I text 1, you need to enter the room. If I text 9, they are coming out and you need to follow. Anything else, I will have time to tell you.
All right.
All right. Javier, how you getting him in that room?
So I'm going to take the key card for our current room. Going to go probably get in the elevator and like go down a floor. Actually, he'll probably go all the way down and get a drink. Like just a half-empty cocktail glass sitting on a table somewhere, something like that. Grab something off of a bartender's tray, get back in the elevator, and splash it onto his clothing to get a good stink of booze. And as the elevator opens to the floor, even though you guys aren't near the elevator, you hear this loud, obnoxious singing. Ay, 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 canta, no llores. And he'll go up to the door and like put the key in the slot and pull it out and jiggle the door. Ay, puta madre. And he just keeps putting it in the door and like shaking the door and sticking the key in and like making a ruckus outside of the door as he's singing.
While this happened at the same time, Larry talks to Quintus. At the same time he's doing that, we enter the service elevator, and he asks Quintus to go down, return the ladder to the maintenance shop, tell them we're finished there, and we'll be back the next day. And then while they're still in the elevator before it goes down, Larry is going to rouse his powers, slip into darkness, and step back out into the hallway.
This is like true invisibility shit, right?
Yes.
Okay. Matt, could you give me a subterfuge and charisma?
Which room? Oh, wait, I guess, die's been cast.
The one right next to ours.
Okay.
That's 3 successes.
Okay. The door opens, but the little slide lock is still on. And the guy looks out and he says, "Wrong fucking room, buddy." He's got kind of a long, dark beard, shaved head. He looks like a big guy.
Larry's right
You don't
next
recognize him from the pictures.
Larry's right next to the door frame, invisible, kind of grits his teeth when he sees the latch.
As soon as that door opens, Javi will like kind of follow into it and like bang when it stops. Cabrón, abre ese pinche puerta. Come on, fucking a bit downstairs. I want some money. Come on, I want to share it with you guys.
He unlatches it and opens the door and kind of pushes you like away from the door, pushes you into the hallway, and then he steps out. Can you give me composure and resolve roll as this guy slams you into the wall?
This is where it gets interesting.
Larry slips through the open door.
3 successes.
Okay.
You don't go blood frenzy yet.
Larry slips in. This guy says, "You better get the fuck out of here. I'm going to kick your ass."
What the fuck are you
He's holding a fist up in your face.
Bro, you get in my room. He's a fat bitch. Just 10, huh? Just looks at the card, like holds it up kind of in Javi's own face and like wiggles it around and closes an eye.
He grabs it out of your hand and throws it down the hallway.
Fuck, bro. And Javi will just like kind of stumble towards it, overly sort of acting that drunk look as he goes back for the card.
As he grabs it and throws it down the hallway, you notice something. You notice a tattoo on his shoulder of a skull with a skeletal snake wrapped around it. You've seen it before, but you don't know where.
Okay.
Larry, you get into that hallway. This guy comes in right after you, slams the door. He says, "Fucking drunk."
Can't say what he would actually say.
He walks into the suite. There's 4 other guys. There's weapons. There's what looks like a blueprint of the hotel. They're kind of just doing their own thing. They're on their phones. They're watching TV.
It's a couple guys hanging out.
Yeah.
This is the annoying thing where like the scout rogue character does his own fucking thing.
Yeah.
Try to minimize it, but he waits for them to sort of calm themselves to go back to whatever they were doing.
After a minute, one of them says, "Are we doing this tonight?" And the guy who went out of the room says, "I don't think so. I think we're waiting. I think we're waiting on the truck."
Larry starts moving through the room, taking care to stay away from people. And the way the obfuscate power actually works is that he's not invisible.
It's like a mental thing.
It's mental. Their minds break and don't see him. But if they bump into him, they bump into him. So he knows that and just stays out of the side, moves through, looks at the table, looks at the weapons, looks at the plans, never getting too close to anyone, sizing up the men, looking for any details he can find, any writing, moving through the suite, his eyes trying to take in everything.
All right. You notice that they all have that weird tattoo. Let's do a roll.
Just imagine them like taking selfies and Larry's in the background, like bunny ears.
Would be in the picture.
Yeah, 100%.
Give me wits and investigation.
Ugh. 2. Do I spend a willpower here? I feel like this is
Pretty critical.
kind of critical. Okay. 5 successes.
Nice.
5. Holy shit.
Larry is not, he's risk adverse by nature. So he is like focused, trying to get every detail, memorize everything he can, even things he's not going to immediately understand, to like in his mind, just be ready to like regurgitate all these details, putting together what's obvious, but really just gathering everything he sees.
Okay. One of them is pretty content looking on his phone, and you kind of get into a position where you can look over his shoulder and you watch what he's doing. He's on some sort of like message board. And
4chan.
in the world of darkness, there are darker things.
8chan.
This
12chan.
it appears he's actually writing on a message right now about how he's saying things like the war of the gods and the time of our age has ended and we need to usher it. And you keep seeing something about something called the Sons of Ragnarok. These guys don't seem like hunters.
The blueprints, what are they
They're of this hotel.
of this hotel? Is there anything written, indicated?
It seems like they're figuring out a path through this hotel.
Okay.
John.
Yeah.
That guy's phone rings. You can listen in. He answers it. Josh, one of them answers his phone. Hello? Hey, truck is on its way. We're waiting till tomorrow night. Yep. We'll see you then. He gets off the phone and he says to the other guys, he says, get some rest. Tomorrow night, we're waiting for the truck. It's on its way. Quintus, your phone rings. It's Alexander.
I kind of step into like the bathroom. This is Quintus.
The truck just left with 2 more men in it. I'm on my way back now. It's filled with fertilizer.
Understood. Quintus hangs up the phone, walks out into the room, and he kind of addresses the 3 of you. He says, that was Alexander. He says, a truck has left the farm. It is clearly one that they intend to ignite. It is full of fertilizer.
Maybe they're farmers.
This doesn't seem like the Inquisition. They wouldn't blow up a building. This is supposed to be quiet, unseen by the public eye.
Perhaps they are someone who disagree with the Inquisition's methods. They want the people to know.
They start getting ready for bed.
Okay.
You tuck them in.
Larry gets out of sight, takes out his phone and writes a message. Says, hotel blueprints, weapons, waiting for truck, Sons of Ragnarok, War of the Gods, target here, ? Not tonight.
I start furiously looking up Sons of Ragnarok, and
It's pretty easy to find them. There's some sort of death cult. They have been classified as domestic terrorists. And they have made attacks before. From what you know, this has nothing to do with Kindred.
he says, yeah, these guys are just white nationalist whack jobs. They're probably going to blow up the Encore building for whatever reason, but this has nothing to do with us. I say we just call in a tip for the FBI and head out. Let them clean this up.
What is their message? What do they espouse?
They're a death cult. They want to usher in the end times or something? I don't know. Some wacko religious...
You cannot dismiss all of it.
Let's really dig deep into their motivations here.
I think I can dismiss all of it, Quintus. This is obviously... These guys are just not right in the head.
And
He shrugs.
You think they had no idea about us, huh?
I don't think so. I mean, it seems like they're going to blow up this building. And this building has nothing to do with us.
Javier, your phone rings. It says Fiona.
Perdóname. Javi will walk off into that bathroom that Quintus took his phone call in. Hola.
Hello, Javier. Alexander tells me that you're working with him on this thing.
See?
What's going on?
Best we can tell, this some sort of white nationalist death cult, something like that. Sons Ragnarok. From what we can tell, they don't know too much about us, but it looks like they plan on maybe taking out this hotel.
That's great news. Okay. You're done there. Leave.
Okay? You don't, you want us to just go?
Yes. Get out of there before it happens. We don't need this coming back on us. Do nothing. That is an order. She hangs up. And that's where we'll stop.
I go and piss on all the toothbrushes, and I still got a rat. Thank you for listening to the Boston Masquerade on the Nastagram RPG podcast. Now we'd love to hear more from you. Find and follow us online. We are at Nastagram RPG on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook.com/Nastagram, or the Nastagram RPG Lounge for our community on Facebook, r/Nastagram on Reddit, and at Nastagram 2053 on YouTube. Or just go to the website, NastagramRPG.com, and you can link out to all those sites there. If you don't mess around with any of that social media bullshit, good on you. We'd still love to hear from you. Email us at nastagrampod@gmail.com. And finally, no matter what, we would beg, implore, and plead you to rate and review us, preferably at Apple Podcasts or whatever it is they call iTunes these days. And also just talk about us. Talk about us with your friends, anybody that you think would appreciate tabletop RPGs, or just telling good stories. Thanks again, and we will see you next Tuesday.
That's nasty.
Welcome back to the Nastagram RPG podcast. This is the Boston Masquerade, Chapter 6, Masked and Cloaked.
I'm Ron.
Let me do that again. Welcome back. Mark it! Mark it!